I'm the straight-laced, no drug, smoking, dealing, shooting aunt in public service. I'm so straight-laced that you'd have to ever wonder how I got to this point. And here I am with a group of pot lovers. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it because I'm sick of hypocrisy. I got a couple hundred nieces and nephews. I've watched this thing for many years. And I don't need a scientist like Harry telling me what's really going on, although it helps. Because when I got in this, I didn't know we were going to have such a support group. And I didn't know there was going to be so much anger out there about the NAACP doing what it is supposed to do. Take government on when it is discriminating. For a moment with this Jim Crow. This word Jim Crow. Because now it's coming back in vogue. It's been gone for a long time. And all of a sudden it's back on the table in dialogue. Remember what Jim Crowism was. It was a government-sanctioned program to make sure that a targeted group of people who happened to have been African American at the time lived second class in everything. School, lifestyle, no drinking at the water fountains, everything. It was a holistic life approach to second class citizenship in America. So when you start doing that Jim Crow around, you better analyze how it really applies here so that you can answer the question, because I think I'm here today to ask for all of you pleasure-loving, pot-smoking people to also pick up this campaign we're on to regulate, decriminalize it, to save our young boys and girls who are losing their lives every day because they have a gun. And the Jim Crow part of it that really fits is that we've never really gotten completely out of Jim Crow, for those of you who think you arrived. There's always been some form of Jim Crowism for African Americans. We've been struggling ever since. They gave us a little bump back in the 60s, and they thought after 300 or 400 years of all the maladies that could be perpetuated on the people, give us a little year called the Civil Rights Movement, 20, 30 years, and all that should have been overcome. And then all of a sudden we should be first class, evened out, regulated people able to function in society, even though they screwed over our education, screwed over our language, screwed over everything. They gave us 10 to 20 years to get it together, and we have still never really overcome. A few of us have, we think. But if you're just one paycheck away in America, and you happen to be a person of color, you are very, very marginal as to whether or not you have gotten out of Jim Crowism, because the fact that our public schools are still killing the brains of our young kids. It is systematic. It's the low performance schools are simply euphemism for schools where black and brown kids are trapped with no resources to get out, and they're being miseducated. That's Jim Crowism, that's a lifestyle, that's a brain damage, a child gone. So that's there. The fact that we still earn less money than our white counterparts at almost all jobs. That's still kind of government sanctioned because they all look the other way. I'm making a point here. The fact that they can police my community to protect your community, that's what they do. You want to know how so many black and brown kids are being arrested? They police my community on Friday, Saturday night to keep the other communities safe. If they put the same, if you guys put the same amount of patrol cars in white America, you get the same level of arrest. One of these days when we overcome this drug thing and put it in perspective where it belongs, wrongs, maybe my community could get some of the protection that other communities get. You can be a law-abiding citizen, doing everything right, going to church, doing everything if going to church is did, whatever they think it is, going to church and doing all that, and you can still get slammed up against a car if you live in one of those zones that he calls the pond, the duck pond, the duck pond. There ain't no duck ponds over where I live right now. I bet there's a lot of ducks over there, but I'm across the track. Ain't no duck pond over there. You know, I was thinking when your board member was talking, and your travel show guy, Rick Stevens, when he was up talking, I was thinking, my God, ooh, how that would go over in my community, at my convention. I'm having my convention in October. And he was just loving that pot stuff that he was talking about. He had some good data there. But you know the problem I'm finding? In my community, we really did think the war on drugs was to protect us. We really are afraid of the gangs. We really are afraid of the bad guys. And somehow we got duped into thinking that the cartels and all those large drug dealers were going to be snapped up and swallowed up in this drug war to save our communities. And so we're so fearful. And now we live with the violence that comes from the illicit drugs, from it being sold underground. We live in fear in our own community, so it's hard to really talk about the leisure and the pleasure of pot in my community, because there's this fear that it is the gateway. They think it is the gateway to crack. They think it's the gateway to heroin. They think it's the gateway to methamphetamine. And they haven't really looked at what the gateway is. It's the gateway to the prison system. It is not the gateway to use. If you got an addictive personality, you're gonna be, if you got an addictive personality, you're gonna go in your mama's medicine cabinet and get you some drugs. And those are called legal drugs. So this campaign has really been a kind of eye-opener for me. I got into it because I was sitting somewhere, and I did pay attention when there was a statement given by the Drug Policy Alliance, and I go, ooh, you mean they have arrested our kids like that? I'm a civil rights worker. Ooh, you mean government is applying the law unequally here? Oh, you mean the reason I can't get these kids educated in schools because they're in prison? Oh, well maybe we ought to do something about it. I had no idea that it was going to create such momentum and movement. It has truly been startling at the number of people that I have to convince that I'm dealing on the civil rights issue of it and on the regulation of it. Now, I'm telling you, this is a serious. I was very interested in the communications part of the two presentations earlier, because we have to learn how to talk to our community. We have to learn how to get the fear out of our community. We have to learn how to have them understand that it's like alcohol, regulated like alcohol. You police your kids, and don't have society policing your kids through prohibition. And because I can't stay here with you this afternoon, I'm just going to tell you about how I feel about Prop 19. I feel like it's a great opportunity. I feel like it is, I feel liberated. I feel like the art that they all love now, that they all hate it before. Because finally I have gotten sense enough to understand that I need to stop believing the okie doke. And so I feel like Prop 19, if it were to pass, would change or would give us the momentum to really take a hold of these crazy-ass drug laws we got in America and try to fix the whole thing. It needs fixing. My fear is that the money's not flowing. Yes, the African American community, based on the dollar, and Harry would say, and all the publicity that we've gotten, we moved up more to support it. But California's politics are very funny. In the end, if you don't have the money, if you're not educating the people, if you're not turning them out to vote, the other side will get you. They will always play the I got you game. And for all of the people that I have met since I took this position, it wasn't just I had to get my executive board to agree with me and my state conference, and now I have to work to keep them with me because the turbulence is coming in, and so I'm doing my internal thing as well as out here. And so the fear I have about Prop 19 is that it is so close. It is so close. But the money's not flowing. I mean, all of you all, everywhere I go, that's supporting. I see all these wealthy people who have been supporting drug reform. I see the drug policy alliance that we're partnering and trying to figure out how we can do a little something because they don't really run campaigns, but we're trying to figure out how we can do something to educate my community so we can get them out the vote. It's in their interest to get out the vote. And there's no money flowing into California from anyone of any significance that will give us the belief that we are going to cross the line before the other side. The other side is sneaky. They are laying for us. I have gotten so into this campaign. I so believe in this campaign. I so believe in the reform that we need. I so believe it's going to save my young sisters and brothers from going to prison. I so believe that we can put that money into education. We can put that money into some social structures in the community. I so believe that we have to pass Prop 19. But I don't know. The day after the election, when we wake up and we see the headline, California, Prohibition, marijuana is dead. Just like all of these leaders, African American leaders and organizations are coming out because the NAACP has given them some cover. I didn't know that when I started. Can you believe what's going to happen across the nation when we pass Prop 19? When there are no abilities prisons for our young men and women, oh, I know the prison industry will be very unhappy because they will no longer have that slave labor. I forgot to tell you. And have them now felons and give them a long term. Now you got captive slave labor. And that's how the whole cycle goes. And so this is so important to us. You might like it for pleasure, but I like Prop 19 for its social impact. I like it for the fact that one day we will be able to take our resources and put them where they will build a positive America and not a negative America. Not an America that's building more prisons and building more colleges. Not an America that's failing